Saturday. On top of that, we would distribute homework, projects, say, hey, you need to have this done by next week, or you need to bring in a VM that's vulnerable, it's got weak passwords, misconfigurations, bring that in 2 weeks so that everyone else can mess with it. I actually set up a server that I had everyone upload their files to, and then we shared that with BitTorrent, so people could easily download those and work on them at home. What else we got? I'm sorry? Virtualization. Oh, yeah. The biggest thing is we don't have a lot of hardware. The hardware that we do have available to us is P4s with 512 megabytes of RAM. So virtualization is key for figuring out how to set these services and secure them. Everyone is expected to bring their laptop and virtualize 2, 3, 4 systems on their computer so that we can make them all interoperate. Most of us use VMware. Does anyone use VirtualBox? Yeah, you open source freak. So yeah, VMware is a huge source of utility. Yes, thank you. For us, particularly with VMware ESX vSphere, I set up a server that we put. How many VMs did we have at one time?
15 to 20. We set up 2 ESX servers and hooked them together. Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So we set up two ESX servers, basically next to each other with a private network shared between them, and a VPN so that the team, no matter where we had our little setup, we could move it, and it was its own little enclosed network. You just plug it in, it gets DHCP from whatever network you're on, and then private network is all of our CCDC VMs. You can VPN into there, and you're just on that network behind the firewall or router or whatever. Made it really easy to have practices at any location, just because we took those computers, moved them, or if during the week when we didn't have official practices, everyone was expected to VPN in and work on those. And the final key to our training was just having a lot of fun. We take breaks every once in a while to do something funny. Like I don't know if you guys know about Power Thirst. It's one of our favorite YouTube clips. So
we'll show it if we have time.
Yeah.
But one of the things about the VM infrastructure is that, just like Professor Brown mentioned, we did get topology, but it changed every damn day. So as we were going, yes, it was. We would check the website in the morning, like, oh, look, it changed again. We'll have to reconfigure the VMs, and then we'll check it at night. Oh, look, they changed it again. So that just made it very easy, just to mimic the changes of the topology as closely as we could, as far as like operating systems and where they would be.
A lot of the times it wouldn't tell you they changed it. You just have to look very carefully for the 1 or 2 things that did change.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, like operating system revisions, or they snuck one more laptop in there or something like that. So.
Oh, look, the mail server's gone. Oh, no, wait, it's over there now.
Oh, it just changed from Windows to Unix or vice versa.
No big deal.
So.
There's a phone system, there's no phone system. There's a phone system.
Yeah. That happened in the competition, too.
Building. Okay. Probably the one thing that, everyone that asks us, what's our secret, or they say, you guys work really well together, what do you do? And it's, we took great lengths to make sure that we built our team more as a family than just a bunch of students that are coming together to do this competition. Like Sean started out with, we're from 2 different clubs. So a lot of the people that are part of CCDC, they were either e-board members of the club, or they heard about us around campus, they joined the club, they joined CCDC. And it's just a source of great camaraderie for ourselves, because we put on these events where we teach other students, some sort of topic about security, computers in general, and it's it takes a lot of the information from CCDC and we can reapply it to the students and give something back to the rest of the community, even though they're not able to participate in CCDC because we have the team limit. So those clubs, through the events that we put on for that, it's a great way for us to meet each other, make sure that we're building the cooperation that we need. One thing that we we love about our team is that when there's something that causes some sort of issue with the team or with the competition, that yeah, you might spend 30 seconds mad about something or frantically running around trying to get it done, but after those 30 seconds are done, everyone is back to work. There's no hard feelings, and we're just back to getting our stuff done, and we get it done on time. So
yeah, there were teams that got into fistfights at the competition, and that wasn't us. And those guys didn't win either. But
I just want to say that that's probably common among most of the teams. From what I gather from the DePaul team, their team got really close and learned to work together really well. And I think that's the way it works with most of the teams is you learn what one person knows and one person doesn't know, and then you just learn each other really well.
Yeah, and the big thing is that you learn to trust what other people can do, so that you know that since you're not good at that particular topic, that you can delegate that to someone else or ask someone else for help, and they'll be able to get that done when you think that you might not be able to. So I've never set up BSC jails, but there's one guy on the team who he's great at it. I didn't really know about it before that, but he took care of everything. Everyone specialized in something. So you knew that if you needed to go to someone for something, then you knew who to go to. So.
Yeah, that's one really key thing is that everybody's friends before the competition. Competition is the most stressful 3 days that they're ever going to have that entire year of school. And they all understand that. They all understand that that's a very stressful time, and they're going to be friends afterwards. So there's not, nobody's butt hurt. Nobody's going to hold it against somebody for snapping for 30 seconds because we're all friends in the end, and before and after.
And just one thing to touch on, these are some of the skills that you cannot teach in the classroom for having participated in an organization like this. Think about some of the IT departments you may have worked in or might be ready to get to work in. Do you have that type of camaraderie in your IT department? Would you like to have someone that can build that structure within your IT department?
Okay.
do you guys have anything you want to add?
So at DePaul, we have a lot of the same team structure as these guys do. But usually when I look to build a team every year, I look for not a person who has the most skill in an area, but I look for the person who likes to learn the most on their own and has the most passion for anything in security. I can take a person that doesn't know anything about, administering a Windows server and teach them in 3 months. That's not a problem. I can't teach someone that that doesn't want to learn because they just don't care. These guys have, a ridiculous amount of practice sessions. That's amazing you guys can do that. I'm not going to lie. We have a month to prepare for our state competition because we're not in school in December or November. So we start January 3rd, if we're lucky, building a team. And by the beginning of February, we've managed to go to regionals every year for the last 4 years because these guys are just that committed. They go home and do it all their free time. It's amazing. I don't know what we'd do without wanting to learn and passion. I guess the one thing that you guys, maybe you don't see it in Western, but usually when we do our regional competition, we have an air gap. So the competition network's not connected to the internet at all. We have 1 or 2 machines that are connected to the internet, and we can move things over via flash drive, which is great until you have to patch. Especially when you're given Oracle 9i and you can't patch it because it doesn't have a direct connection to the internet, and your whole database disappears twice. You guys said you're from 2 different clubs. We founded 1 club for security at DePaul. We actually have a security undergraduate degree. So we founded our student group to find people for this competition and help teach others as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, we'd just like to thank a lot of people that made the Western Regionals happen for us. Most importantly, Dr. Manson is the primary organizer of the Western Regional. This was his baby 3 years ago. He got it started. He personally went to the different clubs and was promoting it to the students to get that first group of students interested in it.
Yeah, Dr. Manson isn't here, unfortunately, but if anyone wants to get in contact with him about this, just come and talk to one of us, and we'll be happy to put you in contact with him.
Yeah. Helping him out was Professor Anna Carlin, along with Professor Brown. Gary Pierce was the leader of the white team. Brian DeWolf works in the Cal Poly Network Group. James Schneider was Professor. I'm sorry. Professor Brown, James Schneider was on the black team with Professor Brown. Helped set up pretty much all the network infrastructure and the VMs, or not the VMs, the desktops and servers. Joe Luna, who's here in the audience, captain of the red team. The various red team, red, white, black, and blue teams, gold team members. There's a gold team?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, okay.
We don't see them much, but yeah,
So we got fed.
they fed us. So
Oh,
thanks.
okay. Okay, makes sense now. The financial sponsors and the Cal Poly College of Business Administration for their Center for Information Assurance. It's really that organization is the organization that puts on the Western Regional and provides the Cal Poly team with the funding and computer systems that we need to make sure that we are able to succeed. And also the national CCDC organizers and a lot of the people from last year's team who are not in the audience, even though they're here at the conference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're still asleep, I'm sure.
So, okay.
Still
Yeah,
asleep.
there's everyone's contact info.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Okay.
So let's see. There are a few little things that I'd like to just kind of get out there, a few thoughts that I had on it. So I can see there are a lot of people here who aren't exactly students. And if you're looking for more information, we did a talk at B-Sides. And one of the things that we kind of focused on was trying to not so much talk about CCDC because, let's face it, we're at Blackhat right now. And not that many students can throw down like the $1,500 for a ticket. So for our talk, we focused a little bit more on lessons we learned from CCDC and how to do pretty much an effective war game type scenario for your IT department. So if you're interested in that, those videos should be up sometime soon. And our contact info is on here, I think. If not, it's on those slides. Okay. So some other things that I'd just like to point out, a few little like you guys were talking about the red team earlier. I think the red team is really the key to this whole competition because we've had really, really awesome red teams. I mean, nationals, like they bring in some insanely smart people and you just get destroyed. And we've had other competitions where, not to name any names, but we didn't exactly have great red teams. We got guys who, they came in, they were given an automated pen testing tool, and they just kept clicking the go destroy that network button. And some of those competitions weren't great. One of them, we actually, the red team had layer 2 access. We deployed IPsec. We didn't even have to patch our machines. The connection was so slow we couldn't patch our machines. But we put IPsec on, kicked our feet up, and didn't learn anything or didn't have a good time. There was no point to being at that competition. So, thank you, red team guys. And if you're listening, if you're thinking of kind of rolling your own competition, be it for or joining up on this one, definitely try to get a good red team because, anyone can run a network. This is not, you don't want this to be an everyday sit at your desk IT experience. You want this to be the, oh my God, the network's on fire, make it stop now experience.
Just